What food business should I focus on? Let me look for some inspiration online. I remember this is not the first time where we have experienced food supply disruptions, probably because we import so much of our food from other countries. And we only have 1% of land set aside for agricultural use due to land scarcity and many competing needs. There's also rising temperatures, loss of arable land, and increased frequencies of erratic weather patterns. Many countries are also prioritizing their population needs over international trade. Wow, this information has made me realize the importance of food security in the Singapore context. I'm inspired to play a meaningful role in enhancing food security. Perhaps I could start by researching current initiatives and efforts. The Singapore Green Plan 2030 aims to develop a sustainable food ecosystem, targeting to fulfill 30% of the nation's nutritional requirements with local produce by 2030. Some of these technological innovations look interesting. There's this company called Verdi Veggies. They use biosensors and AI systems, and GrowBricks, which grows crops in frames. It seems Singapore has embraced a multifaceted approach, harnessing the potential of urban spaces to cultivate fresh, nutritious produce. Oh, it appears the Singapore government has also made other efforts to support Singapore's food industry. There's an area in Singapore called Lim Chu Kang. The government is working towards optimizing the area to increase food production. Some ways to optimize food production use this circular economy principle, diverting byproducts of a production to other parts of the agri-food ecosystem. It does sound like a very good idea to ensure food security. I should consider working towards this area. The government also plans to optimize land use and improve infrastructure to enhance the efficiency of farms. Wow, the government has been putting in so much effort in redeveloping the Lim Chu Kang Agri-Food Zone. Hi, Kylie. Oh no, I almost forgot we're gonna meet up. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Hi, Kylie. Really sorry for being late. I've been too focused on researching sustainability and food security in Singapore.
No worries, Bernard. Are you interested in working in the food science industry?
Yes, I'm considering my own startup, but I'm still in the initial stages and looking for opportunities. By the way, you're a food science graduate, right? You must be quite familiar with the industry. Could you share some information or your experiences with me?
Sure, I've been interested in food security too. Let's talk about the farms in Singapore. There are numerous farms that produce fresh leafy vegetables, fish, and eggs to sustain our nation. Landscar Singapore manages these farms by leveraging the knowledge of food science and technology, tapping into advanced methods and employing sustainable farming practices to ramp up production and improve the quality of produce. One of these farms is the shrimp farm operated by Blue Aqua International. They have developed a mixotropic system, which involves a mixture of phytoplankton and bacteria into the tanks of the shrimps. The phytoplankton is a source of food for microscopic animals and both can be eaten by baby shrimps. As the shrimps grow and begin to consume commercial feed, probiotic bacteria are then introduced to the pond to reduce waste buildup.
Wow, the shrimp farm's really interesting. I'm also aware that the government works with institutes of higher learning to offer courses to develop a skilled agri-food workforce. As a FST student from the National University of Singapore, could you also share about the FST department in NUS?
This course in NUS was awarded the International IUO FST accreditation and aims to address global food sustainability and security issues. Furthermore, there are large-scale collaborative research projects conducted with multinational companies such as Nestle, Kikkoman, Gildovan, and more. But other than NUS, other institutions in Singapore such as the Singapore Institute of Technology, Nanyang, Singapore, Temasek Polytechnic, and more also offer food science courses.
Oh yeah, isn't the government providing funds for innovative research as part of 30 by 30?
Yes, in fact, recent projects using food waste to benefit the food industry have risen to prominence.
Food waste? I've heard about that. I think it contributed 11% of all waste in 2022, with only a fifth of it being properly recycled. It is a waste of good food resources.
Not to worry. Some companies are starting to turn food waste into valuable food products, like Singapore startup Cosmodi Health's Wow Noodle. They are made from spent barley grains. And Soynergy making cookies and probiotic drinks from recycled okra. Actually, we have recently interviewed Dr. Lin, the founder of Soynergy.
I'm sure Dr. Lin gave lots of insights to the industry, right?
Of course, she said that the business aspects are important to consider too, because there's no point if consumers don't know what the food can do.
Dr. Lin did mention how upscaling production to penetrate the market is paramount. That's how we can reliably strengthen our food resilience.
Expand the market net, and then bring down the cost, the cost of manufacturing, and then still serving the good quality of food. I think only through this way, people can more and more access to our products as we as our market penetration rate has been increased. They can access more. So if you really want the public to believe in this sustainable practice, you must show them the good products.
Of course.
The good product they will choose routinely, which means like daily purchase.
Touche. That must also be why Dr. Lin said the government and university levels provide many opportunities to match with strategic partners.
That's especially important since it's difficult for young startups to find strategic partners willing to put in resources for them to commercialize. She also emphasized how it's important for consumers to buy into the products. That's why FST is used to add nutritive values to the food as well.
Like how Soynergy incorporates live probiotics, among other nutrients, into its cookies and drinks, but wouldn't this increase technology costs? I'm just concerned it might spill over to consumers.
That's true. I guess that's why upskilling is so important to lower cost. Oh, yes, it's just about time. Do you want to join me for an interview session with Florence, the Cosmody Health's founder?
Sure, I would love to hear and learn more about food waste valorization from her.
Hello, Florence. We're interested in knowing about the challenges Cosmody Health currently faces. Would you be able to share more?
Sure. Cosmos Health is pushing for crops after the first round of food production to be used again. This enhances functional food security without needing to grow more crops. Instead of throwing food processing waste like spent barley grains into landfills, turning them into new food products like wild noodles can help cut down on greenhouse gas emissions. But there are some challenges. The use and dump culture is deeply ingrained in food manufacturers. They are also often incentivized to upcycle their food processing waste into animal feed and fertilizers instead of getting the most value by using them for human nutrition.
I see. By shifting towards repurposing food byproducts for human consumption, Singapore can enhance food security and create a more sustainable food system.
Wow, that was insightful. I never knew food waste could value add so much to the society.
Right? Oh yeah, I remember reading about crickets too when I was doing my research. I'll be heading to Lim Chu Kang Cricket Farm to get to know more. Would you like to join me?
Oh, I wish I could, but I have to rush off for my dance practice. Catch up with you next time. Hi, welcome to Lim Chu Kang Cricket Farm.
This place looks really nice. What motivated the opening of this farm?
Did you know crickets are superfoods? They have more calcium than milk, iron than cows, omega-6 than salmon, and also the extra high protein content at 76% when extracted in powder form positions them as an attractive product. Singapore Food Agency will soon allow 16 insect species to be sold on the shelves for human consumption, including some types of crickets, grasshoppers, beetles, silkworms, and honeybees.
I see. What do you do on this farm?
Over here, crickets are frozen, boiled, cleaned, and dried. Labor is the biggest problem here, so we're trying to automate the feeding process by working with technologies that will help us feed the crickets and understand their behavior.
Oh, I see. That sounds like a good use of technology. But do you only sell whole insects? As I don't think that would look very appealing.
Fret not, we do powders too, which are commonly integrated into pastas, stock cubes, and even chocolate truffles. Let me introduce you to Mr. Fu, an entomologist and advocate for edible insects as part of food sustainability.
Hi, Mr. Fu. Could you share about what are some concerns when it comes to the selection and consumption of insects?
In general, on a global scale, there's about 1,900 species of edible insects. So I think SFA, one of the regulations is that you must make sure that the insects that say to be on sale or they distributed to the humans, they are not say common in the wild. Because some of those wild insects itself, they are not studied, so we do not know to what extent they may affect humans in terms of say the skin condition or anything like this. Let's say the crickets can actually some of the oatmeal that you put in. So we know that there's potentially no vectors of diseases that can be passed on, or zoonotic diseases that can be passed on. And conditions like crabs or lobsters or shrimps, they're all related. So, or say in general terms like shellfish, if someone who is actually allergic to eating crabs or prawns, it's best that you also avoid eating raw insects, because they will actually elicit the same kind of allergic reactions. Yeah. So, and when it comes to insects, it's a bit like eating a lot of fried prawns or fried small crabs. So there will be some parts that might be a bit hard. So when you're chewing on the whole insect, they have to be a bit careful.
Ooh, that's really cool. Am I able to use them as replacement for my normal flour? Or only as a supplement then?
When it comes to insects, they are not say comparable to eating at flour. Yeah. So earth flour is more carbohydrate based. When it comes to insects, it's more protein based. Right? And insects in general, they have a bit of a hydrophobic layer. So it's a bit harder for them to mix with water. So I would say it's best to actually have them as a supplement. So maybe to keep from your mistakes.
I see. This really gave me some inspiration. Thank you so much, Mr. Fu. I'm really grateful for all the advice you gave me, Kylie. Come, try some of these dishes that are made from cricket flour, okara, and spent barley grains.
Wow, these are surprisingly delicious. Who would have thought insects could be such a sustainable protein source?
That's the beauty of sustainable food practices. We're finding innovative ways to feed ourselves without harming the planet. Having such food sources reduces our dependency on imports and ensures our access to nutritious food.
Indeed, it's something we often take for granted. Here's to a future where Singapore is self-sufficient and resilient. Cheers to local farming, sustainable practices, and food security. Thank you.